guest is a Tony and Golden Globe nominated actor you know from movies like Ex Machina and The Revenant, as well as the Star Wars and Harry Potter franchises. He stars in The Paper, which premieres on Peacock September 4th. Let's take a look.
The door seems to be locked.
Yeah, because I locked it.
She locked it.
I'm Ned Sampson. I start here today. You can let me out.
We had a security breach a month ago. Can't be too sure.
Yeah, a guy on acid wandered in from a jazz festival.
Okay. Well, that wasn't me.
Another one of those acid guys?
Yep.
Damn, must be the soft lighting.
Please welcome back to the show, Donald Gleason, everybody. Hello, Donald. Oh, so happy you're back.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Much like our first guest, you were at the U.S. Open.
I was, yeah.
I saw photos of you,
Yeah.
and I showed a photo of Kumail, and he just looked the way he always looks.
Yeah.
You look different.
No, I would say Kumail looks like even cooler.
That's
than
actually,
than he
yeah, I
normally
was trying to
looks.
go easy on you, but yeah,
Yeah.
his game.
I overthought it is what happened.
So that's a really interesting way of saying it, because this looks like a guy who maybe is.
I'm trying to look like I don't care.
That's fascinating. So. Well, wait. Let's give him one more shot at not caring, and then there's. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone else looks so normal.
I know, this looks like a guy who's saying, is this really tennis?
You're not far off. No, there's a reason for that.
Okay, great.
Which is that it was my first time going to the tennis since I went in 2017. I think I went to the Wimbledon final.
Okay.
And I saw Federer beat Cilic, and it was amazing. I went with my brother, and we sat in the fancy seats with like all fancy people, and it was incredible. And I had such a good time, and then the photos came out.
Okay. No. I mean, these are.
So I was sat right behind Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
She looked so cool. Everyone just looked so cool. I looked like Hans Moleman in that last one.
I mean,
I look like I've aged 100 years.
I will say, I like how much you're really invested.
Yeah, but now I realize why everyone was looking at me while while the game was happening.
I just cannot stress to you what an overcorrection you've made.
If you give me a note, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
all right, and again, I don't want this just to be about photos, but I know you recently, you went and saw Oasis in concert. Everything I'm hearing? Is it as good as I'm hearing?
Yeah, I saw them in Croke Park. I saw them when I was 14 years old with my best friend Ronan in Dublin. And I went back 28 years later and saw them in Croke Park with Ronan.
Oh, my God.
And we both, I cried, it was amazing. But in the meantime, I had met Liam Gallagher.
Okay.
Right about the same time as those tennis photos were taken. And so it was before I'd learned to kind of correct your expression and look cool.
You met him at a fashion show.
I met him at a fashion show. I met him at a Burberry
And that's
show.
where people, I think, are the most dialed into, I will be photographed, I should look cool.
Yeah. First of all, so he made a joke.
Okay.
And I laughed way too loud.
Okay.
And then the models were walking by this way, and as they would walk by, you look at them come this way, he was sat here, and as they walked by, he was looking that way, and I kept on looking directly into his eyes. So I made it super weird, and I think he's the coolest man in the world, and their music, literally made me think I can take on the world.
Yeah.
I can do stuff. Look how happy I am in this photograph.
I mean, by the way, that's as happy as a dude should look.
Yeah.
I will not judge this. I think of everything we've shown, this is the one I feel like is super appropriate.
And look how happy he is to be sat next to me. Now. He should go to the tennis.
It looks like he's trying to make eye contact with an usher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying, get him away from me. He keeps looking at me, and he was right.
This is very exciting. The Paper is in the world of The Office. Greg Daniels, the creator, Michael Coleman, we were talking about backstage, an incredibly talented writer as well. And it must be so exciting to, I mean, again, The Office is a seminal show, and now it's so great to see the creators of that taking another crack at it.
Yeah, it was an incredibly exciting thing to do. It's a new show. Oscar, as you saw, is our show too. But that's the sort of carryover. He's now living in Toledo. The documentary crew goes to Toledo to find out what became of Dunder Mifflin and find this newspaper, this local newspaper that's sort of fallen on hard times. And so my character is this new boss who's arrived and is trying to revitalize it. And I think the show is gorgeous. I think it's funny. I think it's different to The Office.
It's very different, but I mean, it's like got that same, like what you love about it, but it does not, it does not feel like a remake in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
it's
and
really...
we've got this amazing ensemble in it, like just incredible actors. So like, yeah, I'm really proud to be in it. And working with Greg and Michael was like a lifetime ambition achieved. It's pretty cool.
You did a show with Steve Carell a few years ago called The Patient. I was talking to you backstage. I absolutely adored it. Did
Thank
Steve, was he someone who gave you advice on this?
Well, first of all, I should say that The Patient, so Steve was in The Office, then we were both in The Patient, and now I'm in The Paper.
Yeah.
The Paper has something to do with The Office.
Yeah.
The Patient has nothing to do with anything.
That's true.
And if you watch that show, imagining it's a linking show,
terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a serial killer who kidnaps Steve Carell and keeps him in my basement and sort of tortures him emotionally to give me therapy. And I strangle him at various points. So it will upset. It's not canon, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So don't.
Don't be
separate.
like if I don't watch The Patient, will I not get The Paper? That's not a fear.
Yeah. I would say the opposite is true.
Yeah.
I would say the opposite is true. You will not like me if you watch that. But yeah. And I did contact Steve. He just said, if it's with Greg, you have to do it. And I think you will have so much fun. And there's no funny ending to that story. It's just a mark of the man and the actor that he set us free. It was beautiful.
You have an American accent in the show. In the Harry Potter movies, you had an English accent, and you're Irish. And I'm wondering, is that an easier one? What's harder for you?
English should be easier.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No.
My first day...
I mean, by the way, it sounded great. I'm surprised to hear it.
It sounded okay. So my first day on that set, I was meant to be doing an English accent. They'd all been doing it. I was in the 7th and 8th movies, only a small part. And I went Australian. and I couldn't stop. And I went Australian on the first take, and there was like 300 people on set. And the director, there was like, cut, and this weird long pause. And then the director came over and he's like, so you've gone Australian.
So it is an on-set terminology.
Everyone knows he's gone Australian. And I was like, no, I know. And he was like, is there anything you can do about it? Not really, mate. I mean, I think this is what we're doing. And it was shocking. It was one of the worst days of my life. And then things got a little bit better. And so I hope my American accent in this is better, but you tell me.
It was great. It's so funny. Also, it's tough when you're doing an adaptation of a book because you can't have your agent like call in and be like, could it be Australian?
Well, I was also playing one of the Weasley brothers.
Yeah.
So he's got bright red hair. He's related. If he's Australian, Mrs. Weasley's been doing so. You know what I mean? Something's been up. Yeah.
It is so wonderful to have you back. Congrats on the show. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So much fun to see you. Donald Gleason, everyone. The Paper premieres on Peacock September 4th. We'll be right back.